I'm not 100% sure why I don't just buy a new Roku. This is the same Roku 3 that I installed a heatsink in a video a long time ago. Well, it still works, but it overheats. So, I'm gonna drill some holes in this, and going through all my stuff, I found this little 12-volt fan. So this thing runs on 12 volts, which means all I have to do, just take it apart, drill some holes, attach the fan, solder in a connection, and maybe it won't be operating at 5 frames per second when I'm watching videos. So let's see how this works. I'm pretty sure I got this thing at Goodwill a long time ago for probably not that much money. And new Rokus are always on sale for really cheap, but yeah. There we go. There's the little heatsink I installed on it way back when. Still attached. Oh, I forgot, I put 3 heatsinks on it. One on each of the main chips. Well, let's grab a drill bit. And, actually, I guess first I should power this thing up and see which way the wind blows on it. And, yeah, let's see here. Set the, oh, the power supply is unplugged, of course. I'm gonna get some drill bits. And how fitting that we're using a Harbor Freight Goodwill drill as well. Looks like this little logo here in the middle is a good template, so we'll just go ahead and put it here. There we go. Something like that. We don't need a lot of airflow, just a little bit. And then, let's see, I got some screws laying around here. Let me see if these are long enough to do something. Yeah, we got clearance. I'll just get some sheetrock screws. And just because I'm feeling extra fancy, we're gonna use some 3/4 inch sheetrock screws, I think. Those don't quite fit in the fan. Guess we could always enlarge these holes a little bit. Oh yeah, no problem. I'm just gonna solder this directly to the power jack on this thing and just have it run all the time, because why not? Okay, power supply is set to 12 volts. Let's see what this thing does. That works backwards from how I thought. Oh yeah, quality. Fan still spins. I even drilled a hole for the wires. So we'll push those through there. Those don't stick through too far. I think we should be all right. Oh yeah, plenty of clearance inside there. I was just thinking, if I put a resistor in here, we can make it spin a little bit slower. But I don't have any resistors. All I have is these LEDs. These run on like 3 volts each. So 3, 6, 9, 12 volts. So we're just gonna put 4 RGB LEDs in line with this thing to drop the voltage down. And we'll have an RGB fan-cooled Roku. Just for reference, let's see what it sounds like with the fan actually on the surface of this. Sometimes when you have fans up against the surface, that makes them louder. That's not too bad. That power supply makes more noise than this does. And a little bit of strawberry flavored Perrier should work for the sponge on this soldering iron here. It's actually water. I wouldn't waste Perrier on the soldering iron, because that would be crazy. Although the bottle still smells like strawberry. And of course we're going to need some hot glue to hold all these LEDs in here. Yep. So we'll let this thing warm up. And I need to clean the workbench. Now, let's run these things in series with this Roku fan and see if we get any speed or fan speed reduction. Although I'm not sure which one's positive and minus. I think this is positive here. Yeah, there we go. And the fan doesn't turn at all. Luckily, these are in a bank, so we can adjust our resistance by going like this. Oh wait, is that positive? Yeah. Oh. This looks like it only takes one LED to do that. Let me see what the voltage is across our LEDs here and make sure it's not too high. Because I get the feeling that we might be running them a little bit hot. And then across one of them, oops. Don't have enough hands for this. All right, fan spinning. And we're getting 5.5 volts across that one LED. That's too many. So if we do 2, we're getting 8 volts without it spinning. With it spinning, still 8 volts. So I'm gonna stick a couple of these in parallel and then see if that makes a difference. Okay, we've got 4 of these things wired up in series parallel. So we've got 2 wide and 2 deep. So it took that up and then this up. There goes our fan. We're still getting like 7 volts. That fan's having trouble operating. Okay, so I guess LEDs are not the best resistors. I've determined that one LED is fine. It's somewhere between 4 and 5 volts. So we're just gonna go ahead and hot glue this thing in here. Give ourselves a little bit of RGB and call it a day. And if it burns out, oh well. So hot glue, here we go. Turn off that thing. Stick our LED right here. Okay, there we go. If that doesn't create a bunch of unnecessary electrical interference in here, then we didn't do our job correctly. But let's go plug it in and see if it still works. Okay, HDMI and power. Hey, the fan's spinning and it's got lights inside of it. Let's see how long that LED lasts in there running at a little bit higher voltage than it's supposed to. I feel like I ran one of these at 6 volts for a while and it seemed to last for a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Sweet RGB fan forced cooling Roku 3. Sweet. Oh, apparently when there's light inside there you can see through it. Interesting. Let's see if it can still play YouTube. Ah, there we go. 8-wheeled Fiat by Garage 54 Engineering.
So hey there, fellas. So standing right behind me, I've got a new tip.
Hey, it seems to be working. All right, that'll do. Success.
The suspension is...
Well, the cooling fan on the Roku and added RGB doesn't seem to be helping us out much. We still have a pretty bad frame rate. I think it might just be because the Roku 3 is getting old and YouTube has changed their video compression and it requires more horsepower, blah, blah, blah. It's a $15 thing I got from Goodwill. I should probably just buy a new one. Check it out though. If you notice here, see how he's moving around and everything's pretty choppy? I was thinking that was because it was overheating, because years ago I had problems with it overheating and it smelled like burning. So heat sinks, fans, all that don't seem to matter. I think it's just an old device and it needs replacing. At least we can say, though, that we have an RGB enabled fan forced cooled Roku. I mean, how interesting is that, right? Didn't get the job done, though.